Yo, what's going on, Bro Talk Nation, man? It's your boy Eric here. Got my boy Jay on the line.
What's up? What's
Man,
up? What's up?
happy holidays, all that beautiful stuff. If you celebrate, you don't. Uh, you know, wherever you're at. Glad that you're here, glad that you're on, glad to see that you're alive. But man, we are diving into another great episode, man, Bro Talk. And man, this one right here, man, I think is perfect for the end of the year, going into the new year.
Yeah.
Um, and it really hit me because it's something that I struggle with,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah. Yeah.
And if you see the title, man, it's called The Dilemma of Being Strong and Weak. All right. So if you haven't had a chance, go check out last week's episode. I am getting caught up, people. So you will see them drop. I am terribly sorry. I had a whole lot going on, but we will get all the episodes out that end of the year and everything. So that's on E, my bad. But go check it out when it drops. All right.
Yeah.
So man, Jay, bro, what we got for the people, man? New York
Man,
City, Jay. I gotta change your name now. New York
no,
City,
do
Jay.
not call me New York City J, bro. I would never claim New York in my life. And everybody who is from there, I pray for peace over y'all, man. I don't know how y'all do it, but I'm gonna get into that in a little bit. But man, E, you right, man. I'm just happy to be here, man. Another episode. We always want to give thanks to God, letting us come on here and do what we do, man. Thank y'all,
Yes,
Bro
sir.
Talk Nation, for sticking with us, man.
Yeah, yeah.
Through the ins and the outs, the here and the gone, all that good stuff. We gonna do better in 2025. That's on both
Yeah,
of us.
yeah,
I'm gonna
yeah,
do
yeah,
better
yeah.
too.
For sure.
I'm
For
gonna do
sure.
better too. I've been missing some living waters and been missing some things like that, man. But it's just seasons that we in, but we gonna pray for better seasons. But like he said, man, if you didn't catch last episode, man, please go back, man. It was great. And I think this one right here, I can see my bro is fired up about it. And I am too, man. I am fired up about this ending episode. And I guess I'll start it off with talking about New York, man. We went to New York as a family, man, and it was a great family experience. Like I got to
Mm-hmm.
experience, some things with the family over the holidays, ice skating, hot cocoa, all of these good things. But let me tell you right now, New York sucks. All right, New York sucks. We stayed in Times Square, in the pinnacle of all the movement, and it was just too many people for me, man. It was too busy. It was shoulder to shoulder walking the entire time, man. And
Oh
it
man.
was it was terrible. But I had to have a great time for my
Yeah,
family. You know what I'm
that's
saying?
right.
For
That's
my
right.
family. But I can't lie to you, man, to say that even though the pictures that I shared on Instagram and my face was just looking happy, and I was in a good mood, and I was walking with the family, taking pictures with the family,
Mm-hmm.
I would be a fool and I would be lying to you to say that I also wasn't weak as well.
Mm.
For a lot of
Mm.
y'all that don't, I shared this on the podcast before, and we talked about it before, but this was the first Christmas that I didn't have my dad here.
Yeah.
And as much as I was trying to be strong, I was weak.
Yeah. Mm.
And I was trying to be strong for
Mm.
my family so that I wouldn't mess up the family vacation. And,
Mm-hmm.
he hit me up with this, and it never even hit me that that's what I was going through. But I
Yeah.
think, bro, yes, this is something we need to talk to, especially men,
Yeah.
because men, we struggle with this dilemma of when to be strong or when to be weak, or should I be strong in this situation or should I be weak in this situation? And I think a lot of times we don't know what to do, and we end up in this place that we're not supposed to be, or a situation or a feeling that we're not supposed to be in. So I
Yeah.
am
Yeah.
totally ready for this, bro. Before I give over the verse, bro, where I came from out of this, because I
Mm-hmm.
really wanted to shock you with this one, bro, because I really feel like
Mm-hmm.
this about to be cold. I wanted to turn it back over to you, bro, and see if you just wanted to, give some insight on,
Excuse me.
especially how you've been feeling, and what you've been going through about, like, with this dilemma, bro.
Yeah, man. Bro, it's so crazy that it's not. I feel like I've been going through this dilemma my whole life, right? I feel like I've been the strong one for the family. I've been the strong one for my friend circle. I feel like
Yeah.
I'm usually a go-to for a lot of people, right?
Yeah.
And with that comes like you have to be strong,
Yeah.
like
True.
I remember I think I was like 20 something, man, my early 20s.
Yeah.
And my aunt had passed, right? And we're sitting at the funeral, sitting in the church at the funeral, and I kind of just paused and looked around at the whole entire family. And all I could hear was my aunt saying, Eric, why them lying Negroes crying? Hey man, when I say, you know what I'm saying, it hit me because I literally I cried the first day I found out she passed, and then I didn't cry no more. At this time, I was going through it, y'all. Like I wasn't the E now. I was smoking weed heavy. During that time, I think I drunk for like the whole week nonstop and could not get drunk. And when I heard that voice in the church, it just made me laugh, right?
Yeah.
And so when I heard it, I said, y'all know good and well Auntie will say right now, why y'all lying Negroes over here crying? And everybody was laughing, man. And when I say that uplifted the whole family, you know what I'm saying? Like that was strength. But man, like I was hurting on the inside, bro. Like hurting. Like she was like my mother. She was like mom too. You know what I'm saying? And so all that pain that I felt because I felt like I lost everything, I still had to find strength. And I think sometimes that gets misconstrued, right? Like your family thinks you're so strong and nothing bothers you, but at the same time, like man, you need them more than they know.
That's good,
Right.
bro.
And so we're gonna dive more into it, man. And I'll give you the backstory how it came to how the episode came to be, but you know, that's just a quick example. I got plenty of them. So let's get it, bro.
All right. So now, like, if when y'all heard how E was talking about, like, always trying to be the strong one, you know what I'm saying? Everybody leaning on you. And sometimes with that strength, like you don't know where to be weak at because you feel like everybody, you don't have time to be weak or you can't be weak because you're everybody's strength. And now I think it's time to give you Bible, right? And where I came from this, right? Bro, this oh my gosh, I can't wait. God, just walk me through this one, okay? God, that's all I'm asking. Do not let me speak, you speak for me. But
let's get it.
We're gonna dive into Judges, bro. Old Testament.
Oh, okay.
Old Testament on this one. And we at Judges 16:4, bro. And we are talking about my boy Samson. Samson, right? A little backstory on Samson before we dive into this verse right here. Samson, literally, the Bible lets us know that he possessed like incredible strength, right? God like blessed him from birth, gave him incredible strength. Like I'm talking about this dude. He was there. He was jacked. Like he was ready. You know what I'm saying? He could do whatever he want. Like it's a part in the Bible where he ripped the lion's jaw off. Like you know what I'm saying? He did what he did. But if you didn't know how Samson was born, then this wouldn't make as much sense, right? If you go back to Judges 13:3. 13:2. In those days, a man named Manoah from the tribe of Dan lived in the town of Zorah. His wife was unable to become pregnant, and they had no children. So his parents was in a weakness. The angel of the Lord appeared to the wife and said, even though you have been unable to have children, even though you have been weak, even though you're in a season of weakness right now, you will soon become pregnant and give birth to a son. Later in that verse, the angel talks about, hey, your son is going to possess strength, right? God is going to bless his hair. God is going to bless him with undoing strength. So Samson's strength was born out of weakness. So what am I trying to say? We're already in this moment of dilemma right now of being strong or being weak, because sometimes we don't even recognize that the things that were born in us, the things that are strength for us, came from a weak season, came from a weakness.
That's good.
We're like, all right, here we go.
That's so good.
Now let's get to 16:4 now, because your boy Samson, like I said, he was strong, but Samson had a weakness though. The Bible lets us know that Samson's weakness was these females.
Man,
it was these guys, these
it's
bots,
a lot of us.
these DMs. It was the women was his weakness. He been married before, even before we get here, right? But this one right here is the one that got him. It was Delilah. It says sometime later, Samson fell in love with a woman named Delilah, who lived in the valley of Sorek. The rulers of the Philistines, right? The Philistines hated Samson because he overruled them. He beat them down. He tore them up. So they wanted to get back at him. So how did they know how to get back at him? How does the enemy know how to get back at you, even though you're a champion, even though you are strong? Through your weakness. So the enemy said, hey, ain't nowhere in the world I can't fight him head to head. He gonna beat us down. Ain't no way I can't take him on pound for pound. He the champ. So you know what I need to do? I need to go at his weakness. You know what I need to do? I might need to send him pornography. You know what I'm saying? I can't get him the other way, so I need to send him pornography. You know what? I can't get him this way, so let me send him his cousin that gets on his nerves, that's gonna keep asking for something that's gonna put him in a bad position.
That's good.
Let me send family. Let me send something that looks enticing, that looks familiar, that looks like the regular eye can take it. Because Samson saw Delilah and didn't see the Philistines behind her. He only saw what his eye likes. Oh, let me get that back. He didn't see the Philistines behind Delilah. He only saw what his eye liked. So my first thing to you is, if your eye like it, you better make sure that your heart is behind it. You get what I'm saying? Because we all know what comes from the heart. Because if your eye liking it, you better go talk to God about your heart about it.
Yeah.
That's all I'm saying. So listen, bro, it goes right here. It says, the rulers of the Philistines went to her and said, entice Samson to tell you what makes him so strong and how can he be overpowered and tied up securely. Then each of us, listen what they gonna give her. They wasn't about to give her a crown. They wasn't about to give her a palace. They wasn't about to make her queen. They said, we're gonna give you 1,100 pieces of silver just for you to tell us what overpowers Samson. The enemy is sending things your way to figure out. He's sending things and people your way to figure out what ties you up.
Oh,
the enemy don't want to overpower you. He just wants to tie you up. He wants to make you busy. He wants to make you not have time to get free to get to your power. He knows if you get to that Bible, you got your power back. He knows if you get to that worship song, he got your power back. So let me tie you up with a new album that's coming out. Hey, I'm just speaking facts right now. I know it seems little, but that's what the eye like. Hey, God, you made me musically inclined. You know I love music. K-Dot just dropped. So I'm going to spend about 3 weeks on this album and listen to song to song. And the enemy says, got him. I'm going to tie you up right now because now you ain't been listening to worship. So now I'm going to bring something that sounds like the song you just listened to that's going to trigger something in you. And you already, oh my God. Good. Hey, listen, y'all cannot tell me that this doesn't happen because I know I'm not the only one that lives and breathes this. This is how the
That's good.
enemy attacks you, bro. I'm gonna stop right there, E, because let's go, bro. Let's go,
Hey,
dog.
boy, you were cooking, bro.
Let's go.
But that's true. That is so true because listen, man, I was on that GNX too, though. Like, it's fire. Not gonna lie, but
Boy, you stupid.
but that's the only way the enemy can get to us.
Yeah.
Like if y'all, I promise y'all, if y'all read this Bible from front to back, right, you overpower the enemy. You were born into doing that. Like that is like you don't even need a superpower for it because you're so much more powerful than the enemy, right? And so the only way he can get to us is to distract us.
Oh, that's good.
Right?
Yeah.
And distractions lead us to sin or lead us to time away from God, right?
Yeah.
And so when we're in those moments when we're not reading our Bible, we're not spending time with God, now we're in a place of vulnerability. So now your strength, your power level just went down.
Let's go. Go.
Right? Yeah. Like you ever, great example. If y'all, ever watch Dragon Ball Z, Goku gets to a place where he is just depleted. Like they just, I don't know. He likes pain like that, but he like all the energy is gone. His energy level is down and he's away from the source. Right. And the source of his power is internal.
Yeah. That's good.
I hope y'all caught that.
That's good.
The source of his power is internal. Who put life into us?
That's good.
Like
that's so good.
So when you get back to the source, now you're powering up. Now you go into, man, that album is so funny, bro. I want to do it, but I'm not. But you get into that mode, man, and you just like you get all your strength back, right? But as we're going to continue to read, you're going to see that even the strongest man in the world has a weakness.
That's so good, bro.
Even the strongest man in the world has a weakness. Even Wonder Woman, for all the ladies, I don't want to leave y'all out, get canceled. Even Wonder Woman had a weakness. Even, right? So like you have to understand that when you're not tapping into the source, when you're feeling weak, when you're feeling like you're in a weird place with God, when you're feeling like you can't hear God, just know you're being attacked at your weakness, at your weak point.
Yeah.
That can be your kids. I've been there. That can be your spouse. I've been there. That can be your family. I've been there. That can be your job. I've been there.
Yeah.
Right? That can even be you. Like the enemy can wrap you up in overthinking of yourself.
What?
I've been there. These are personal testimonies. I'm not even giving y'all examples. I'm showing you.
Yeah.
Because I've been there. And when this came to us, I was watching it was from Pastor Mike Jr., right? Matter of fact, I got it. I'm gonna pull it up real quick.
Yeah.
I'm gonna show y'all the clip. And like it had me thinking, like, man, like where am I right now? Right here. Here.
Yeah, we got it.
All right, guys.
What I want you to realize is you're not strong enough. You're not gonna make it. What you're currently going through, if you keep trying to do it on your own, look at you, you're not gonna make it.
That's so good.
Patience to deal with that level of betrayal. You don't have enough patience to deal with that type of heartbreak. You ain't got enough patience to deal with that type of pain. Your weakness, go to practice. My strength comes into your own in its weakness. That's critical. I need you to catch this, right? So what does that mean, Pastor Mike? I need you to catch this. There's another level of strength in you somewhere that's waiting to tag in. When you say, God, I can't take it.
That's so good.
So just like I told y'all, when Goku powers up, there's another power that you have to, like, when I saw this, man, I'm gonna be honest with y'all. I was praying and I was like, God, I don't even know where I am right now.
Yeah, that's good, bro.
Like, so many people are pulling on me and pulling at me and wanting me to do this and do that and call it, like, I don't even know where I am. And so my strength for everybody else was my weakness.
Yeah.
Because when you see me being strong, right? How am I to get help when if I told you I was hurting, man, like you're gonna be like, man, you didn't look like you was going through anything. But see, that's how we get wrapped up. See, the enemy can even take your strength because he knows you are the backbone to the family. He'll take that and make you so strong that you can't even call out for help.
That's good, bro.
Let's go, man.
Bro, I've never seen that, and I appreciate you sharing that because it does tie into like what I was about to go into with Samson, right? Because we're at this moment right now, when it is exactly what you're talking about, this internal strength that you can get, and how how he said, like, you're not strong enough, you don't have the patience enough, you're not there. I'm sorry, let me say this right now. You are not Timothy in those moments. You are not her in those moments. Right. We are not built for pain. We are not built for heartbreak. We're not built for grief and loss and death. We're not built for those things because of who we are and what God and what we are, right? We are with sin. So with that, we overthink. We attach to things and people that are not meant to be attached to like that. Man. We make idols of things and people so much that when it's gone or when it's lost or when it breaks your heart, it now is the world. Oof. When God has always been saying that was never the world, but you made it the world, and now you don't have the strength when it's broken your heart. If you never put strength in it like that, if you never did that, because I am the only one that cannot break your heart. I am the only one that will never leave you. I am the only one that will be the God of your life. That's why we're not built like that. That's why you're not him. That's why you're not her. And God knows this. That's why he says, in your weakness, call onto me so that I can be your strength. That's why he says, those burdens you're carrying, you're not Timothy. I'm sorry. You may think you're strong, but you can't. And I'm telling you, I'm a testimony of it. The Bible is showing us right now, Samson, right? The burdens of him, knowing his weakness was women, he thought he can carry it. And if you don't believe me, let me show you how. Let me give you Bible, because I know you don't believe me. So I love to give you Bible, right? We're at this moment where Delilah got her plan, right? The enemy gave Delilah a plan. She said, so Delilah said to Samson, tell me why you are so strong. How could someone tie you up and make you helpless? She asked Samson himself. I love Samson's responses because this is me. I'm sassy with it. I'm about to lie. That's what I'm about to do. Lie straight to your face. I know you love me, but I'm lying. Hey, if somebody tied me up with 7 fresh new bowstrings, that would do it. That's what he said, right? So what does Delilah do? She tested it. She tied him up, had men from the Philistines came in, and Samson broke free. This happened 2 more times where she asked Samson and he lied about it. Why? Because he thought he was him. He thought that if I give you me, if I handle the problem because I'm strong enough, because I done tore a lion's mouth open, I done beat up 3,000 men, I should be strong enough to handle this little old situation.
Man.
But the enemy said, you're not fighting physical, my dog. What you fighting, you don't even understand. And I know you don't understand it because the answer you gave me back was not him. It was you.
Yeah.
See, let me.
Oh, that's
Jesus.
Good.
Jesus was in the same scenario.
Yeah.
He was in the same scenario. He got baptized. They took him off to the wilderness. He was in the same scenario. standing with everything that was in front of him. We're talking about Jesus, Jesus, the Prince of Peace, the man himself, who is strong above all strongs, King of all kings. Demons fear of his name. Got enticed. And what did he do? He didn't say what I can do. He didn't say what I am. He said him. Let me give you him. So the enemy knows when they got you, when you don't give them back Bible and you start giving them him. Because if we go down later in the verse, bro, Delilah got slick. She said, hold on. You don't love me? This verse 15, 16, 15. She say, how can you say you love me? The pornography talking to you. You need me every day. How can you say you need me when you don't let me in, Jamarcus? I'm talking to myself. I'm being real.
Yeah.
Jamarcus, the relationship with your father. You say you love him, then why you can't forgive? Then how you love him then? So now we stuck with the question, and this was the same question that Delilah was asking him, and it says, you refuse to tell me your secret. I need to let y'all know something in this point too, right here. The enemy wants to know your secret. See, God already knows what you hide. I don't know if y'all know that. God already knows what y'all hide. You know who doesn't know? The enemy don't know. See, we give the enemy too much props.
Yeah.
The enemy is not all knowing. The enemy is not, he's not omnipresent. He's not everywhere like our God is. The enemy doesn't know your secrets. That's why God tells, tell me, bring your flaws and your problems to me.
Yeah.
Because I want to have a one-on-one with him. Don't tell the enemy your secrets. Because once you tell him what gets you, oh, he's sending, hey, we got him, y'all. Bring in the crew. Bring in the army. You don't believe me? Watch this. This is the third time you made me look foolish. You haven't told me your secret. The Bible says she kept going at Samson all day long, nagging on him. Who that sound like? No disrespect to none of the women out there. But then who that sound like? Then after that, after she told him the secret, look what Delilah did. She brought in the army. She cut his hair off. The secret of his power. Laid him in his lap, cut his hair off, and then opened up the floodgates after him. And what happened? His eyes got gouged out. Bruh, this is powerful, Ian. I missed it, bruh. Totally missed it until you brought this up. Look at our brother right now, Samson, the strongest man at that time. He was the Goku. He was him. But look where he's at right now. He found himself in a weak moment with the things that made him weak, and he told it the secret to his strength, and he did not give him God. He gave him. So listen, you can, man, hold on.
That's so good. That's so good, bro.
In your strengths, in your strengths and in your weaknesses, you always give it God. No matter if you're in your strengths or in your weakness, always give it God. Bro, let's go, dog.
Man, this is so good, bro. So this is a great example that a lot of us, you know, when people, I think we take on the admiration of when somebody like, man, you are super strong to go through all that. And what's the first thing commonly what we say? Oh, thank you. I appreciate it. But you know, when did you start providing anything for yourself?
That's good, bro.
When did you get yourself through anything? Because I know for me, at sometimes in my life, I've been down so bad, I've done nothing but call on God.
Ooh, what?
And that's the only person that got me through from a lot of different bad thoughts, bad actions behind bad thoughts, people pushing my buttons, and I don't like my buttons being pushed. And it was nothing but the grace, because I had to tell that situation that, hey, my father said. And see, in the midst of Samson wanting to see, we like to think that we try to get funny. Like he wanted to be funny, you know what I'm saying? He wanted to, just impress the woman, you know what I'm saying? He wanted to impress Delilah, you know what I'm saying? He loved the attention he was getting.
Oh, that's good.
And see, the enemy knows your strengths. He knows that you're gonna love that admiration from people.
That's good.
He knows you're gonna love when some beautiful young lady comes around and says, "Man, you are handsome. Man, you'll sound like an awesome father. You sound like an awesome husband." And it's just buttering you up for the okie doke. Because the enemy knows that, hey, he's trying to be so strong. But the only time I see him act different and weird is when his strengths are activated. He's trying to fight the hardest. Oh, okay, so this must be a weakness. If you never understand the difference between strength and weakness, usually whatever you're trying to be the strongest at, that is a weak point in your life.
That's good, bro.
And notice I said you. I didn't say what God got you through. I said the things you're trying to be the strongest at is usually a weakness. That means you are sustaining whatever defense mechanism, whatever boundary, whatever lie you're trying to tell, like Samson trying to distract whatever that's coming to attack your weakness. You're trying to lie to it. Like you're creating all of this situation right here, when all you got to do is give that to God, your weakness. And when you give that to God, your weakness, he'll protect you from all the snares so that now you can become stronger.
That's good, bro.
It's simple. I thought y'all probably thought it was going to be some magical,
that's good, bro,
some formula, but no. Like, I know for me, when I can't control the situation, I try to fortify myself.
Yeah.
That's a weakness. But when I fortify and I'm trying to do it, I'm trying to show strength. I'm trying to pick up the pieces when I'm spiritually weak. I'm trying to pick up the pieces when my wife is spiritually weak and I should be praying for her, but I'm going to just keep going so that I can keep doing this for the family. Yeah, your intentions are good, but you're not doing what you need to be doing to protect your family. So now, because you're over here trying to be strong, your family is the weak point. For all the Call of Duty people out there, Ghost Recon, any fans like that, what's the first thing you do when you join a mission, right? You get the breakdown, which y'all got to do, and you find all the weak points of the enemy. And once you attack those weak points, the rest of the stronghold falls.
Yeah.
All it took was a blade. All it took was a blade for Samson. What's your blade?
Ooh.
What is it going to take? What is it going to take to destroy your camp? What is it going to take for the enemy to send your way to the point where you have no defense for it? Because you're not going to see it coming. So start getting wrapped up in trying to be strong. In those weak moments when you feel like everything is falling around you, go to your secret place like Jesus did. And when that thing pops back up in your life, hey, my father said. I believe if Samson would have said, hey, my strength comes from God, she probably left him alone right there.
Yeah.
Let's go.
Bro, there are three things that I need to like touch on that you talked about. And I'm trying to figure out where to start. So I think I'm gonna start with this one. You talked about like that you was talking about like the champion in you, and like when you're talking about your strength and how the enemy be like, oh, that must be a weakness for you because somebody's rubbing your ego or something like that. And it made me start thinking that like, if you're gonna boast to be the champion, you must know that an enemy is coming to test that. Like, I don't know if you don't watch like MMA, boxing, or anything.
Yeah.
when you become the champion, that does
Man.
not stop the fighting.
Yeah.
You're now just the head of the target. Everybody
Squaring
is
his
trying
back,
to become the number one contender for your belt. So if you're gonna boast in you being a champion,
man.
you better know an enemy's about to be scheduled. Like that's point blank simple. And I think that's a problem for us because number one, you shouldn't be boasting in your strengths. You should be boasting in the Lord. Because if you boast in the Lord, there ain't no enemy being scheduled. Why? Because the enemy already lost that battle. Think about this.
Facts.
He's not trying to fight him again. Like,
nah.
That's why he don't go after him. That's why he come after us. Because we done lost.
Yeah.
We done took L's.
Yeah.
He got a better record with us. The record with him, that's a losing situation. That's why you don't boast in your strengths. You just boast in the Lord. See, Samson, like you said, E, when she asked, what makes you so strong? What's your secret? Oh, I'll let you know easily. It's God. She probably would have been like, what you mean, God? Oh, let me show you how God is my strength. Let me give you some verses right now to show you how she was going to tie up Samson and God. If she did tie him up in God, that only would make him stronger.
Oh,
you get what I'm saying?
That's good. That's good.
You see what I'm saying?
Good.
So
That's
like
good.
when you walking on your journey, when you going into work, when you doing whatever you doing and whatever I know we talking about a Delilah or a female right now, but whatever your weakness might be, when that enemy has been scheduled because you're the champion right now, because you came off a week of Bible study and now you feeling like you up here and now your enemy has been scheduled, instead of you saying, hey, I went to church last week and now I'm a fighter. Huh? Okay, that's good. Let me shut the church down for a week. Now what you gonna do? Because you don't even know how to read your Bible, dog. See, right then and there, you probably should be like, man, I am just in God so much. I know he is my strength. I know when I'm weak, he is there. So God, I just need you right now. Whatever that's about to come at you, whatever that enemy is about to say right now, because you just told him your secret, he got no response to it. Because you didn't give him you gave him him. Bro, that's so good, bro.
Hey,
go ahead, Go ahead, bro.
What you just said, bro, that's crazy. So you do know, we'll take boxing, right? Yeah. You do know once you become the belt title holder, the champ, other people are studying your moves, how you move, how you swing. They're looking for your weak points. Yeah. Every time you win a fight, the enemy is looking for your weak points. If you're wondering why you keep getting the same test, it's because God is trying to strengthen you when that weak point come back. Oh, you had issues of women, right? We'll stay in the same light as Samson. Oh, when you get to that new job, I'm going to send a different kind of way of a woman getting to you. Oh, that's true. She's just friendly. There's nothing there. And then, bam, she jumps in the corner one day. What you going to do? Are you going to entertain it? Are you going to take part in it and then try to, I'd let her do what she do and then I'm going to stop it. Yeah. Kind of putting yourself in a vulnerable situation. Understand that as you keep winning these battles with God, the enemy is still training. Yeah, that's true. Let's go. That's true. I receive that all the way through, bro, because you are 100% right. The enemy is going to wrap it up in whatever way, how it takes to get to you, bro. And that was what my second point to what you were saying was, that I wanted to touch on what you said. You talked about like good intentions, bro. Let me help y'all out sometimes. Sometimes good intentions leads you to weak situations. Oh, man. It will definitely do. Good intentions sometimes would lead you to weak situations. Man.
It will. And if you're
Yeah.
not strong enough, you will find yourself just being weak and not knowing where to go to get your strength from. So I really wanted to touch on that, bro. And then I really wanted to give this verse right now in 1 Corinthians 9, because you talked about it earlier. It says, when I am with those who are weak, I share their weakness. Listen to what Jesus is saying. When I am with those who are weak, I share their weakness. God, Jesus is saying, I empathize with you. I don't just have sympathy. I have empathy for you. I share in your weakness, for I want to bring the weak to Christ. I'm sorry, this is Paul talking. I apologize. This is Paul talking because he wants to help people get to Christ. I totally apologize. Yes, I try to find common ground with everyone, doing everything I can to save some. Right? Paul is trying to express right now, like, I want to get to common ground. Common ground is that everybody's weak. Everybody's weak, bro. And really, what I'm going to get to it, and we got time for it. But there's something about the title that we're going to get at the end of this. But Paul is like foreshadowing this, that we want to get to common ground, that Jesus wants to know your weaknesses. Jesus wants to be there in your weaknesses so that he can give you strength. He's the only one that can give you strength. That's where it comes from. You said it perfectly. It's your source. Yeah. He breathed life into you so long ago. He's the one that gives you the power up. He's the one that, if long as you stay close to him, you will remain to have your strength, right? Bro, this is where this gets good at, right? Because we talked about how now Samson got his hair cut, he weak, and in 1625, it says that the people were having a good time at the celebration, right? They brought Samson out. They said we want to make fun of him. This is what the enemy does after. I really want you to know. This is what the enemy does after we like look stupid. They just laugh at us. So they brought him out. But watch this though. The Bible says they brought him out of prison. So you lost your strength. Your hair got chopped off. Now you getting made fun of after you come out of prison. So there's like levels to this. Yeah. Like you lose your strength. You lose your job. You lose your character. You lose whatever it is you lost by being in that weakness, right? By telling the enemy that secret. Now you got to come out of prison. So that means you was locked up in something. Probably not fed the right thing, not even getting the right word. And now you come out of prison thinking that had to have been the worst of it all. Now you get made fun of. And this is where some of us get mad at. That's what a lot of us get mad at. This is what I got mad at. You know what, God, I'm gonna be real right now. I made mistakes and got humiliated about it. And then got mad at the people that was laughing at me. What type of sense does that make? I wouldn't have been laughed at if I wouldn't have been telling the enemy my secrets. I wouldn't even be in that position to have a celebration about me. I probably would have been laughing about somebody else. But here I am. Here we are. Samson are getting mad at the people. The people are surrounding them, laughing at him, right? But I love what Samson says after this. There was somebody holding Samson's hand, and the Bible says, Samson said, put me where I can feel the columns that hold this temple up. I want to lean against them. And I love this because it brought me back to one of the Bible verses that makes sense to me, when God is always telling us to lean. There's so many times where the Bible, where God is saying, lean into me. Lean into what? My understanding. Like, I love this verse right now because it's Old Testament. And Samson said, if you could just put me up against these columns right now so that I can lean against something. Because right now, I can't even stand on my own. Right now, whatever I'm going through got me where I can't even stand up. I used to be the man. I used to be Himothy. I used to be so strong where I was ripping off lions' jaws. But right now in this moment, I just need something to lean up against. That's where it starts at, when you were strong and now your weaknesses and now your strength been taken away from you. I wanted to give this point, let you know where to start at, because somebody right now might be struggling. where they were strong and something came about and now they're weak. I need to give you the starting point. You need to find him to lean up against.
Mhm.
You need to find his understanding to lean up against. You need to find a
Man.
Bible to lean up against, because right now you can't stand on your own. I promise you, if you let that servant hand go, if you let Jesus' hand go, you're going to fall again. You're going to just be just like Peter walking on water, who took his eyes off of him and started drowning. He didn't come up above again until God reached out his hand and pulled him up. I'm telling you right now, if you want to get a starting point, you need to find him so that you can lean against him, right? Because right after this, look, here's the second thing that made him strong. He said a prayer.
Whew.
The prayer
Hey,
wouldn't have, look, watch this. The prayer wouldn't have happened if he wouldn't have been able to lean. The prayer would have never started if he wouldn't have been able to lean. He probably would have fell and passed out again. They probably would have just threw him right back into prison. But because he had something to lean on, because he had something, because he was in his weak moment, something gave him to stand up tall. He remembered his strength. He remembered where his strength came from when he was a child being birthed in the womb. And he said, God, if you can only give me, watch this, not strength for forever. If you can only give me strength one more time, and let me do this to punish these Philistines, to punish the enemy right now, to fight back against what I am weak in right now, that's all I'm asking. I don't even need it for the rest of my life. I just need it for this one more time to do what?
Man.
Your will, God. Oh, that's the best important part. It wasn't for Samson. It was for his will. Because the entire point of Samson's strength, if you go back and read this story, God only blessed him so that he can battle the Philistines. Bro, let's go, bro.
So, man, Samson was boasting in his purpose. Samson lost his purpose.
Let's go, bro.
And the true strength of a warrior is to go back to the source. And God fulfilled his purpose through Samson.
Yes, sir.
I know y'all be looking for like some beautiful, I'm not Pastor Mike Todd, Mike Jr., TD Jakes, none of them. I'm not here to give y'all such a wonderful presentation. I'm just not. And neither is my brother. We giving y'all straight Bible right now.
Bro.
Like,
hey, that's all you can give.
All I ask for is one more time. That if y'all ever sang that church sang that song in a Baptist church, that gives it a whole new meaning now. One more time.
One more, bro.
And that carried out the whole purpose of what God created Samson for. Because if you read, he destroyed not only the Philistines, but he destroyed more of them in that one time.
Oh, let's go, bro.
Than he did while he was alive.
Let's go.
You tell me that God can't take your weakness and turn it into the greatest strength of your life.
Let's go. I can't wait.
I don't know. This is why y'all need to read, man. I'm gonna go back and read Judges because I caught a whole new meaning of that tonight. And
oh yeah, you about to read more than that, bro. I can't wait. I cannot wait. Let's go,
bro. One more time, bro.
One more, bro. And
he killed more than he did while he was alive. Like, but see, that's how you humble yourself. And you go back to God and say, hey, I made a mistake. See, God is a sovereign God. In my version, the prayer from Samson was, Lord, he said, sovereign Lord, remember me. Remember me. God, I know I messed up. Remember me, though. You created me for something.
That's good, bro.
And right now, I can't even see it. I need a win. I just need one. Those be my prayers.
I just need one, bro. Just the dub
One
right
win.
now.
Bro, I didn't even have a clue. Bro, I just need one win right now to help me. If it's in your will, though, I just need one. Like, now I have a better meaning from the Prophet Nas. All I need is one mic. Like, he just needed one.
He was spitting, bro.
But
Oh,
think
man.
about that. Like Samson, like, man, if you are at a place where the enemy is just whooping up on you right now, like, you have to cry out and lean on God, lean to his understanding and not your own, because his ways are not our ways.
Yeah.
Like, even the angels in heaven don't understand what God doing. Nobody knows. For all the philosophical and scientifical and data analysis people, researchers, all that stuff, like, his ways are not our ways. You're not going to understand.
Yeah.
And so your help comes from the Lord. Like, I don't know what to tell you. Like, bro, think about that. In the last bit of strength that he had, he was weak, and then God gave him the last little bit of strength.
Yeah.
And he killed more.
I know. That's
so you telling me I can do more in my weakest moment?
Oh, man, let's go, bro.
If I just call on my Father, if I just lean to his understanding, if I just trust on his word that it never comes back void, you mean I can do more?
Let's go.
Let's go, bro.
Bro, okay, all right. Hey, we're about to end this thing, right? We probably gonna go into overtime just a little bit. We're about to end this thing, and I want to end it on this point, bro, because right now we were showing you like the strength, right? The physical strength of Samson, and he is like been breaking this thing around about this one line, one more time, right? This one more time, and he killed more people dead than he was alive by the strength of God in his weak moment, by leaning up and then praying to him. But watch this though, because you said it perfectly. You said God can do something in my weakness that will like profound even more than what he was doing in my strength. I don't know how that's possible. You need more Bible, don't you? Because that's all I'm gonna give you is more Bible. Because there was another man in the beginning of Judges, right? There was another story in the beginning of Judges, even before you get to Samson, right? And this is what confused me. And this is how I know that sometimes our strengths get in our way. Because in Judges 6, right? In Judges 6, there's a story about a man named Gideon. Right. And let me read y'all this first part, right? Gideon 6:12 says, the angel of the Lord appeared to him and said, mighty hero, the Lord is with you. This is just an angel first meeting Gideon. There ain't no backstory to Gideon. None at all. This is just the angel coming to him. Called him a mighty hero off the rip. Watch Gideon's response. Then the Lord turned to him and said, go with strength you have and rescue my people. I am sending you. God is sending Gideon. Look at Gideon's reply. How can I rescue Israel? Watch this. My clan is the weakest in the whole tribe, and I am the least in my entire family. So the people I hang with is weak. And on top of that, I'm the weakest one in my entire family. You might be wanting to go after my cousin who got the Bentley, or my other cousin who got the big house and the entire family and the white picket fence. Or you might want to go after my cousin who is the preacher at this time, who is doing all this good stuff. You might want to go ask them because they are the ones who can better equip you, God. They're the ones that you might want to send out. And listen to what the Lord said back to him. I hear all that, but I will be with you. And you will destroy whoever you're fighting against like you fighting against one man. You might be fighting millions, But because I'm with you, it's gonna look like you fighting against one man. Like you need to understand, like
So good,
you
man.
know, in the Bible, Jesus never told us to believe in us. Nowhere in the Bible did it says, does Jesus say, believe in y'all? He always said, nah, believe in me. Don't believe in y'all. Believe in me.
Yeah.
He never said that. He never told us, live your truth. No. He says, I am the truth.
Well, everybody
Because
get canceled.
listen, because if Gideon believed in himself,
Yeah.
he wouldn't have fought the battle.
Mm.
Like listen to that. If
Mm.
Gideon believed in his truth, Gideon's truth was, my tribe is the weakest, and I am the least of my family. That's Gideon's truth. But listen to God's truth. It started off earlier. Mighty hero. That's God's truth. God's truth is always better than our truth. And if you, and I need y'all to go back and read this, man. I'm telling you, this whole entire Judges is fire, because I'm not even about to go by verse for verse. But what you need to know in this thing is Gideon believed that he was weak. God gave him a word that he was a mighty hero. Gideon took 300 people, 300 soldiers. It was broken down from 20,000 to 300. The mighty 300. This is where the movie came from. And he won the battle. He was Unitas before Unitas was even there. And he won the battle.
Yo.
But it all started off with Gideon being in weakness. And God said, no, it's not there. So, this is my final point, bro.
So good, bro. Wow.
I hate to say this, but this is the truth of it. There is no dilemma of strength or weakness. You will be in strength and you will be in weakness. There is both. The dilemma is, what are you going to do in both?
Ooh.
That is the dilemma. The dilemma is, what are you going to do in both? Because in both, I can tell you right now, your truth always is going to fail you. Samson spoke the truth in his strength. He spoke the truth and it failed him. Gideon spoke his own truth in his weakness. And if he would have lived it, it would have failed him. The dilemma ain't about being strength, about the strength or the weakness. It's always going to be strength and weakness. You're going to have a season of strength and you're going to have a season of weakness. The dilemma is, what are you going to do in both? What are you going to boast in both? Because the answer is as simple as it is. Boast in the Lord. Boast in the Lord. It's that simple. Man, hey, bro. I gotta go back.
Yeah, I do too, bro. One thing I wanted to point out, right? And this is how God, man, he be guiding, right? Yeah. Before God went to Gideon, he already knew what Gideon struggled with. Gideon spoke something into his life, and God said, no, I didn't call you that. He said, mighty hero. Gideon said, I'm weak. See, we get in that dilemma of speaking some things into our life.
Yeah.
And we never got that word from God.
Bro, let's go, bro.
You never got that word from him.
Yeah, you need to say that again.
Like we speaking these things into our life. And I'll be honest with you, I'm a culprit of it. Yeah, I try to speak wealth and all these kind of things into my life, but God never. Let's talk. But if I never got the word from God, it don't mean nothing. Ooh. Now I'm serving two masters. Like God told Gideon who he was before Gideon knew who he was.
They ain't like that.
God told you you was gonna win. But you up here boasting in your strength and trying to protect a win when God said you're gonna win anyway. So why not just take this L right now? This L is gonna prepare you for the next victory.
Yeah.
Like, I'm gonna take everything that you think that you can't show people, that you can't tell nobody, that you don't want to talk to your spouse about, that you don't want to show the vulnerability to your children about,
That's good,
that
bro.
you embarrassed about, that you can't let go of, that you don't want to hear about no more because it happened to you. He said, I'm gonna take all that and we gonna defeat the enemy, because the enemy is already a defeated foe. If he's already a defeated foe, that means his record is still and nothing. He's owing 100 million. I don't know what this record is right now. So understand, like you just said, bro, in your strength, you better boast about the Lord. And in your weakness, you better lean and call on the Lord.
Yeah.
But the middle thing in this equation is you better call on God. Either way, whether you strong or weak, lean not to your own understanding of your strength or your weakness.
Ooh, you just said it right there, bro.
I got nothing, bro.
I'm done, bro. Yeah, no. This was a fire episode, bro. It was a fire episode, like, you know what I'm saying? Because it's how we started off. Like, this is a common thing, man. It's a common thing between people, between this, you know what I'm saying, this daily walk with God, man. And it's not easy. You know what I'm saying? This walk was never meant to be easy, but it can become easier. You know what I'm saying? It's not easy, but it can become easier. And it's just like you said, leaning into his understanding, his ways and stuff like that, and not our own, man. And I definitely appreciate this conversation, man, as always, man, because you know what I'm saying? It's talks like this that not only, like, these talks help us, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, they really do. And it's just like you said earlier, like, what, not telling your kids things you'd have been through, or not telling your testimonies, and not telling, like, we would never get better if we don't speak.
Man. Yeah.
We'll never get better if we don't speak, if we don't not be ashamed and know that, you know what I'm saying, that no matter what, God is the only one that can judge us. God is the only one that can judge us and then save us. That's it. Like, whatever you walking through, whatever you walking in, man, just know that God is the only one that can judge you, and God is the only one that can save you, right? And I'm not telling you to throw people away. That's not what I'm saying, but like, that needs to be your number one goal, your number one reality, is to get better with God. It's to get that relationship with Jesus. And if you don't have that, I just want to let you know, you can have a million folds, you can have everything, you can be just like Samson and have all the strengths that you possess. If you don't have that relationship, man, I'm telling you right now, man, you're missing out on something that's beautiful. Even in the struggle, it's beautiful, man. So yeah. Bro, this is good.
Hey, that's facts, man. Hey, let your 2025 be you leaning into God.
Oh, that's good. I like that.
Wasn't even planning for that to work out like that.
We might
2025 lean into God. Let's go.
We might have to make that the next podcast, bro. Yes, sir.
I need to
write that down, like, right now. 2025, we leaning in, dog. Yes, that's what we going with. 2025, we are leaning in. That is the word right there.
Let's go.
I like that.
That is, bro. Let's do that. But hey, man, understand, whatever. If you're strong right now, lean into God. If you're weak right now, lean into God. Listen, you may see things in the physical and it may not bother you, but spiritual warfare is a real battle.
What?
Okay, you are fighting 1,000 Gokus. And listen, some days you're going to be strong enough for it, some days you're not. And I'm here to tell you, spiritual warfare will tire you out. Mentally, emotionally, physically, spiritually, it will tire you out. You have, excuse me, you have to go back to the source. And that is God. You got one more. There's always one more in you to go back to your Father for him to strengthen you. So, hey, If you like this episode, like it, love it, subscribe to our channels, share it. Hey, go back and rewatch it so that you can get it. Go read your word. Go read Judges. Like, we're not doing a podcast just so you can hear us and that's it. Just like Jay said earlier in the podcast, the church shut down. What you got?
Yeah,
we saw that happen in 2020. It's actually how the podcast came about.
big fact.
Couldn't go to church, right? But you can't just lean on somebody else's word. You got to call a word out in your weakest moments too.
Yeah, that is true.
In your strength, you have to call out a word because it's a relationship with you and God. My relationship and your relationship with God is different. So, hey, man, this was a great one. We love y'all. See you on the next one. I promise I'm going to get these out, though. I promise.